Hey, we are live with Elysian Road, episode 18, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, 16, 17, 18.
That sounds right.
Yeah. We're finally out of the first combat.
Heyo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why it took so long.
Hey, I have no regrets. I enjoyed that so very much.
It's unbeknownst to all of our characters why it took so long.
We all just feel so much older at the end of that fight. We don't know why.
To be honest, I do have regrets because every single time I think back to that, I'm like, I could have been so much smarter with using that power. But I got excited about using it at all, and so I just did it right away. So
You got excited about trolling us.
yes, I got very excited about trolling you guys. And you know what? I had my fun. You guys got your victory, well-earned victory, and I'm satisfied.
Next time he'll know even more.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. Exactly. So, as we do with Elysian Road, we're going to start off with a flashback, and I figure, David, how would we just do your flashback that you suggested?
Sure.
Yeah. So, what do we see, Ode, as we zoom in on a flashback of Ode?
Yeah. Well, so actually, I did have a question because if this is something that Sample would have brought to, is it Crawl? Is that his name?
Yeah.
His attention, then I thought maybe we could see it as something that they were looking at.
They're watching. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. I didn't write it that way because I didn't know if they would care about it.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's what it probably is like all Crawl and the other human members of the team are like doing something else, and we just see Sample like scanning massively fast through all of these videos, and then he just stops on this one for some reason, and then just like quickly scans over it, and we see it briefly.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he would like bring it to Crawl so that we could watch it from a human instead of an AI speed.
That's fair.
But I don't know if he would. I don't know if he would think that it was important enough to bring there. So that's why
I think he would. I think he would. Knowing what we know about the situation, I think he would. And so we see him like scanning through immensely fast through all this stuff to the point where if we're looking over his shoulder, there's no flashback here because we can't actually process anything he's watching. It's not. At one point he stops and like pauses on this video, and then he says, Commander Crawl, I believe that this might be of interest to you specifically. And then, Crawl comes over. He's like drinking some sort of protein shake, right? As everybody's like recovering and whatever on this like space station. And he comes over and just like leans over Sample's robot body shoulder and then just says, Ode, he's been rather unimportant than everything I've seen. Why bring this up? And then Sample just says, I'm going to play it. You'll see. And then what do we see?
Yeah, so I think it starts, we see Ode, like a recording of Ode pop up, and then like the recording fills the screen, and then it pops out, and now it's the actual moment that it was happening. So we rotate, and he's in front, he's looking at a screen, and there's a picture of a man and a woman on the screen, and Ode reaches and pushes a button and says, "Hey, Mom, Dad." He's just sort of looking at the image. How do I say this? I learned something in the last few days, or at least I think it did. Some ancient psychic robot thing and I couldn't remember the name of the planet.
So it was in the Cosmos asteroid belt in the Silius system.
Well, so I'm actually talking about the robot in Fergus's head.
Even
Xanless.
Yeah.
Thank you. When I was writing this, I couldn't remember the name of the planet. So, some ancient psychic robot thing from Xanless said psychic powers are just nanomachines or something like that. And I guess I got a dose of some experimental ones that make me see things from the past. I don't know. Things have gotten weird. And you see his eyes start to water up a little bit, or like maybe we're from behind him, so he kind of like wipes at his face and says, I called you, and you were right. Like he said, like I called you, like he was going to say, I called you something mean, but he chokes it off. And you were right. They don't mean you're some divine chosen one. They don't mean anything, just some crazy pre-tech, like a bug that gives you superpowers instead of a cold. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I guess I'm sorry. Not just because I was wrong. You guys didn't deserve any of that. I knew you were just trying to do right by Cass. I should have said all this in the first one. I don't know. I guess I thought if I didn't say anything, it would be like it didn't happen. But I'm just rambling now. Anyways, I love you guys. Stuff's been crazy, but I'll fill you in on that next time, I guess. And then he reaches forward and taps a button, the same button, and a little prompt shows up and says, "Save as draft 39," and he hits yes, and then he swivels out of his chair and says, "Okay, Odd. Okay, Ode."
He's mispronounced your own name.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so it happens when I'm reading something.
Mm-hmm.
Snap out of it, huh? Dylan's birthday today. There's got to be something fun to do on this huge ship. And then, well, I guess we don't see that because that wouldn't have been in the recording. But
narrator. Narrator. There was not anything fun to do on the ship.
There wasn't. Yeah. Yeah. So then I guess we switch back to Cass, or Crawl. Cass is his brother. I don't know why I did that to myself. And I don't know if he has anything to say about it, but I meant to indicate in some way where they had lived on here, but I can't remember if I did that. I meant to, like, there was supposed to be a clue in here. I think I might have glossed over it.
Well, so I think what we see, right, is Sample like stops the video and Carl's like,
yeah.
I don't understand. Sample, you're going to have to fill me in at some point on to the connections your brain is making here. And he's just like, you didn't read the files then. Of course I read the... Oh. The parents, the brother. Another weak point. Even deeper a cut than I thought it could be. Okay. All right. Thanks, Sample. I'm gonna have to think this over. They all have family. They all have weak points. The key is to find them, to break them. The question is, which do we cut off first? And then we fade out from the scene there. Cool. So, you guys have about, like, I don't know, 36 hours to kill before you actually get to the rendezvous point in orbit. Well, I guess they probably wouldn't let you in orbit over the planet. It would be some distance away from Kulo, the name of the planet. But you still have about, maybe 30 hours to kill before getting there. So if there's any scene you want to have between now and then, now would be the time to pause it, and we can do a couple scenes and then start the negotiation. You guys can show up and we can do negotiations and stuff. But if you have any scenes you'd want to do before then, feel free.
They're basically giving us free reign before we show up at the place.
Yeah, basically, yeah. If there's any conversations you want to have, anything you want to attempt to do before you actually reach the negotiations, because I assume basically you sent the message, they are at least received, yes, we'll meet you at this rendezvous point, and then we'll talk more of that then, basically.
Do we get our health back?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Okay. Oh,
I think so, right? Like that's how that works. How much rest do you have?
At the very least, I can heal all of you.
I think you.
Oh yeah, that's
Fergus.
Right. Yeah, never mind. We don't have to worry about that. As long as if it's going to be 30 hours, I think we're fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think you heal a certain amount every 24 hours, or maybe every rest or whatever. But if you can just heal us and then get a strain back, it doesn't matter.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. I know Ode wants to talk to
Dylan about birthday stuff.
Well, yes. Well, I don't know if that was going to go anywhere because of where we're going.
That's fair. Yeah.
But and he wanted to talk to Evelyn, but I don't know if this is I don't know if this is the moment he'd be able to muster that.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Effort to do that.
There'll be other opportunities. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Fergus. I mean, I assume Fergus is trying to figure out his new nanoswarm, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but let's not start with me just yet.
No. I know. I'm what I'm saying is, but we already know how that's going, right? There's not really a roll or anything there. We know
maybe
exactly.
We get a little scene of Odin, Fergus, I was like, all right, okay, now make, I don't know, a tiny bomb, and he makes a little fat boy, and
Yeah. So we see really the only audience information we need here is that Fergus is getting control of the nanoswarm. It's smaller now, and it can create objects for him. He can use his psychic brain to manufacture.
And I look at him,
objects.
I'm like, can you make them psychic and then make me a better psychic?
Yeah, so
I don't think so.
yeah.
Ah.
So there is a difference
And
between.
that's when we find out that you can't do TL6 stuff.
Yeah. There is a difference between these things and the nanites
Oh,
that
yeah, of
like
course.
make psychic powers. So yeah.
But Ode doesn't
They're-
know that. So.
Yes. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. So we see
They're
that
bigger,
short
so they
scene.
must be better, right? You know.
Yeah. And then maybe there's like a moment in there where like you make something that's sort of serious. I'm trying to think of what that would be because I have a fun moment to like end the scene on, but what would be something like that would like make you guys pause for a second?
Like,
Maybe it could just be something for the Hephaestus engine, right? Like something he couldn't do before, but still not the end.
Right.
Something that
Okay,
actually
that's a great
implications.
moment. Yeah. So Fergus realizes, wait a second, I need this particular part for it. I wonder if I could, and then he just like makes it, right, by like putting in a normal schematic, and then I don't think Ode understands this, or maybe I think because again I have a fun ending to the scene here. I think if Fergus like said something like, this is I could maybe make. Would you reveal that to anyone? Actually, that's a question.
do they know?
I don't think.
I don't remember.
So,
So I'd probably be like, "What is that thing? This looks boring."
It's part of Hephaestus engine?
Didn't we sell that to some guys?
Well, no, it was stolen from us.
Oh, that's right.
Guys.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was fake stolen from you guys, and you were paid for it. Yeah.
I don't know how much I should tell you. You're very unreliable with information.
I've heard. I very clearly won't remember, so you can tell me whatever you want.
Guess what? You might like write it down in like an easily accessible file or something, and all. Dude, that robot guy, he probably could have stolen everything if I had trusted you guys with the information. Like seriously. As a callback to the flashback.
Yeah. I was like, what do you mean he would have stolen stuff? That doesn't. But
oh yeah, he hacked into all of our ship's databases and stole. Do I know this?
Yes.
And he stole a copy of every. Oh, that's probably something I should tell everyone.
oh, yeah, that's not good.
Probably a scene we should have.
And maybe Fergus has probably been so focused on his nanoswarm that he's just thinking now to say it. Yeah.
Oh, Till's gonna kill me.
Yeah, you should probably. Hey, can you make me a floating chair?
Yeah. See, that's the moment I wanted. What I thought of was like for just there's be to pause and then would be like, no, make a toilet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you guys laugh about it and whatever. But yeah, whatever
I
happens.
make him a statue of Dylan. How does he react to that?
Like I don't know if she's gonna think. I don't think she's gonna think this is funny.
I quickly get rid of it.
In the next scene, I want to be floating around on a chair.
Oh, you're floating around on the toilet.
You're like, all right, fine,
what is
here
a
you go.
toilet but a chair?
Yeah. It is a throne, proper throne.
It floats.
So I mean that makes sense. Let's have a little team meeting scene here, right? That makes sense for Fergus to like let everybody know about that. And you know who I forgot that should be at this team meeting? Ziva.
Yeah, I thought about that.
We kind of forgot she existed for the last two sessions. But that's all right. I mean there wasn't a whole lot she could have done. Yeah,
she would have just died. Yeah.
She would have been a hostage. It's a good thing Caleb forgot. Otherwise,
honestly, yes, yeah, 100%. I would.
Lady would have totally hostage her.
Yep. So what was she doing? Let's. Everybody have an idea.
Hiding.
What has Ziva been doing?
So Ziva like has a brave streak here. So maybe we can just say she ended up
playing video games with her.
right now. Yeah, you can. Yeah, that makes sense. I was wondering like what Ziva was doing during the attack.
Oh, right.
Right.
To be fair, it didn't last very long.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
she may have just been running the whole time to try and be useful and not.
Yeah, let's say she by the end of it she like ended up with Evelyn and Till in the bridge. But cool. Yeah. So I mean, let's do this. So where would you guys be meeting to like discuss this stuff? Because Fergus would probably be like, "Hey, I gotta tell you guys something. We should probably talk about the negotiations anyway."
The ship, Void's Grace.
Yeah.
Oh, the original
this isn't exactly open conversation.
Right. That's fair.
Fergus is plan. This is a reveal Not all, but a lot.
Yeah.
Also, you have to use our first season sets as much as possible, so we don't have to build new ones.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's say this is in the kitchen because that's usually I think and there's like enough chairs in there that people can like either lean against walls or sit down or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, I forgot our bridge is very small.
Yes. Yeah. Very cramped bridge. But yeah, we can say that maybe Dylan and Ziva are having the equivalent of like DSs, and they're like battling each other on some sort of go-kart game, right? Or hover kart game, I guess, right? Connecting to each other through the Wi-Fi or whatever. And
It's actually a go-kart game, but it has all the trappings of like a super like a game that's designed to be about the past. So it looks like a documentary and everything's in parchment and stuff, but it's a go-kart game.
Yeah, it's considered a fantasy game, obviously.
Yeah, it's a historical fantasy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like Assassin's Creed, but like go-karts.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so there you guys are playing that or whatever, and then people are filing in. Maybe Evelyn and Fergus maybe get in last because Evelyn's like leading the ship or whatever. And yeah, Till's leaning against a wall. And then Till like looks at you, Fergus, and then says, "So what is it?"
Yeah, kind of got distracted with, being the host of a sentient nanite swarm
Yeah, where is that right now?
inside of me.
I guess. Yeah.
I'm like the guy I'm like Shino from Naruto. And they just all fly out of the pores of my skin.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
think they do.
disgusting.
Yeah. It's
It's
terrifying.
Iron Man armor.
Yeah.
Not that you need it, you just have invisible Iron Man armor
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
But I just like hold out my hand and they just like
He
That's
Till
disgusting. I hate
shudders.
that.
Yeah.
it feels all tingly.
Can you still sweat? I don't.
Fergus never sweat to begin with.
he reprogrammed his genes off of.
Fergus
I-
literally doesn't
literally.
poop. The nanos just eat his
he
poop in his
always
guts.
smells like lavender.
They say everyone poops, but I'm not everyone because the nanites just eat it in my intestines and I never have to go to the bathroom.
And that's the materials they use for the buildings that they.
Fergus
That's why I came out of the
sleep.
toilet.
He doesn't go to the bathroom. He doesn't sweat. It's really weird.
He doesn't breathe.
I can make gills.
Well, I mean, you're in space, so you don't need to breathe. If you needed to breathe, you wouldn't be in space.
Can you make space gills?
No.
I mean, you could, but they wouldn't do anything.
How does Frieza live in space?
To be fair, Fergus, you could probably reprogram your body to intake
Not need
oxygen like
oxygen?
an insect, at least, right? To
Well,
like just all of your
There's
pores.
not oxygen in space. is
No,
there?
I know.
No,
What I
there's
mean is
oxygen
you
in
wouldn't
your
at least
body.
need to breathe if you have
Oh.
oxygen around you. Is my point.
So what you're saying is you're just giving me more OP stuff.
I'm saying that you have the polymorph ability for a reason, and you can use it.
Okay.
So-
I mean, he already lets you fly around in space. Wait, do you need to have a spacesuit to be in space?
I was wearing a spacesuit for that.
he was.
Oh, yeah. But you don't need to,
Connor-
though, do you? Or is that a separate ability?
That might be
So
something
I'm pretty sure you
else.
can use your telekinetic armory to give yourself a vac suit, probably.
Oh, that's true. Probably.
But it probably wouldn't have like air supply, so he could do it to like
Oh.
survive, not instantly.
But yeah, Connor,
go-
you
starting to
essentially need to make
suffocate,
sure I was
but-
wearing a spacesuit.
All
So-
you got to do is just change your internal mechanisms to use carbon dioxide for energy, and then oxygen, and then carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
I breathe solar energy. I'm a
Radiation.
plant.
You live on
You're
radiation.
a plant, is what you're
Yeah.
saying. Anyway,
Anyways,
Now I can live in space. That's it. But yeah, sidetrack.
yeah.
Okay, where were we?
Well, Till just asked you, like, what did you call
Yeah.
us? Did you call this meeting for?
So yeah, I need to know everything and everything all of you had connected to the computer. Because the
Why?
AI hacked everything and has access to all of our information, except mine and maybe Till's, because I assume Till's, you're smart enough to not have your personal.
Well, I don't have
Hi.
important stuff in the system. No.
Oh, okay. But I'm mostly talking about these chuckleheads. But yeah, they accessed every single one of our files and downloaded all of it and stole it. So,
And you see Till is visibly uncomfortable with that. Because
Yeah.
maybe he didn't keep important information, but he at least probably kept personal information on something.
Right.
I of course keep everything on a floppy disk. So
Till just like frowns. What do you mean?
Is that a euphemism? Scary.
what is the meaning of Till's
What?
stare?
He's staring at you like, what do you mean, a floppy disk?
Oh, that was a joke.
Oh.
I keep everything off the.
Yeah.
the spectrum.
Okay, never mind. We can scratch that entire exchange then, because
Which is good because I have this will come. That will come later. But we need to know what they know now. So, Evelyn, Odd, Dylan, what information did you put into the ship?
Ziva raises her hand. It's like, seriously?
Who?
Ziva?
Oh, I thought you said Eva. I'm
No.
like, who's Eva?
Ziva. Ziva. She raises her hand seriously. Looks seriously at you, Fergus.
Did you put any high-tech secret information onto the ship?
I put my passwords on a file.
What do you have accounts to?
You guys
Space-
gave her an account
Spacebook.
and a bank.
Oh, you gotta. Well, she has like 100 credits.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
no! I check her bank account.
like negative 10 grand.
I mean, no. The crawl team is not petty. They're not just gonna randomly strip your bank accounts for no
So
reason.
what you're saying
They're
is
not.
that what you're saying is that they're better.
Why
than
would
we
they?
are.
Yeah, but I so would.
Yeah.
Just because you're
So-
Fergus.
Yeah, they're better people than we are. Is what you're saying.
I mean, they might be.
Yeah, I mean,
We haven't necessarily been like the good guy.
No.
I don't think they care. Like it would not benefit them in any way to do so.
I mean, sure, it would benefit them with money.
They don't need
And
money.
crippling
None of
us
those
with
people
debt.
need money. They're literally being hired by the Imperium, who's the richest people in the galaxy. So, or this.
I mean, the main
Right.
thing is like have debt hunters after us and put us into crippling debt.
And we wouldn't have any money to do anything.
Do you want me to have done this? Is that what
No.
you're saying?
I mean,
No,
I don't
but-
care. My money's.
Yeah, I know Fergus doesn't care. But the thing is, like, you're about to sell this capital ship anyway, so I don't think
Yeah.
it matters. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, change all your information, and we should probably compile all the data that we have leaked. Any volunteers? Anyone? Bueller? I'm gonna start making like 80s movies reference because Rick Astley's in my
Right.
head.
No. You totally should, though. Fergus,
Oh,
you
that's
totally
amazing.
should. It's going to be subconscious, but
Oh,
yes.
that's great. I love it when shows come up with a reason to make jokes like that makes sense instead of
That
just
modern
doing
people
it.
would understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Because normally it's just like they do it and you're like, this is dumb. But when they
Makes no
come up
sense.
with an actual reason to do it, you're like,
Mhm.
and now I can get the funny jokes. Yeah. So I'm like, well, I mean, I think other than my bank account, the only important thing they might get is I saved some drafts that I was going to send to my parents at some point and haven't. But I mean, I don't know if there's anything useful in any of them really. Half of them are just me being like hysterical right after everything happened and on that one planet that blew up that's really important to us. His name I don't remember. The first one, the gaming planet.
Swa.
So yeah.
Did you, in typical odd fashion? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, character voice. Did you, in typical odd fashion, put all
is
of
that
our
a pun
secrets?
about my name?
Yeah.
I
Put all of our secrets onto there.
no, I mean probably not.
Let's be completely honest here. Most of the personal stuff they probably already knew. It seemed like they did their research on at least some of us. And then I think Till turns to Evelyn and then says, "You've been awfully quiet this whole time."
Yeah, I think I'm a little lost. Are we at what's her face's birthday? Is this Dylan's
What?
birthday party?
No.
No,
Okay, I
it's
kept
just
saying, I
team
kept
meeting.
coming back to that. But okay, it's just
Surprise!
team meeting. Okay, yeah.
team meeting on the Void's Grace.
Um,
Happy birthday. All of your stuff has been violated. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, will you tell me what was said last, besides Till asking me why I've been so quiet?
Well, O was just like, I sent a bunch of video messages to my parents, and then Till was like, yeah, I have a feeling that any personal stuff they know about us, or like that are on these files, they already knew about us. It seemed like they did their research on at least some of us. And then he turns to Evelyn then and it says, what about you? You've been awfully... no, he just says, Evelyn, you've been awfully quiet.
Yeah, I'm mostly concerned about Evelyn and Odd here.
You mean Ode?
Dang it.
I was wondering who was going to tell him.
I made that joke earlier. I was like, is that a pun about my name? You said I was doing something odd or whatever.
Yeah, I think Evelyn just says, I had my time to tell my story. Now I'm just listening.
And so
does the enemy know your story now?
What?
Sorry, Fergus was talking through a truffle.
Okay.
Does the enemy now know your story? Who we're after? Where he is? Did you search? Are they going to be able to track him through information you had on the ship?
That is quite possible. Actually, it's quite probable. I'd say I'm 95% certain.
Okay. Ode, did you mention anything about the Hephaestus engine? Xanless, the White Suns, Evangelia. What else do you know? Nanobots, post-cognition. What's Dylan's power?
Well, it's basically just a limited telepathy.
So
okay, I thought there was a special name for it.
Maybe like 7 out of 9 of those were in my last one.
Fergus face palms so hard that you'd see like a trickle of blood come down his forehead.
You got some something. Yeah, there it is.
And then Till looks at you, Fergus, and he says, I'm not sure why you were expecting any differently from him.
Yeah.
Also, out of character, I probably mentioned at least something vague about the Hephaestus engine and the White Sun thing. I probably didn't just enumerate the entire thing exactly because that would have been a lot of work.
Mhm.
But he when he was telling his parents about what was going on, he probably mentioned something about it. So I don't know if he remembers that being a thing. That would have been some time ago. But
I mean, yeah, it's very.
Sake, that's probably something.
I'm glad you mentioned that because now I know there's several different threads that they know about.
Yeah.
Which is great because honestly, it allows season 2 to be like, we pick up on all of those threads as they use them against you. That seems like a fun arc to me. So
I agree. I think that'll work.
Well, the logical conclusion here is they're either going to go after your friend Evelyn, or they're going to go after your family, Ode. Because
well, I don't think they're going to be able to find them because I mean I didn't send any of those messages for that reason specifically because they're hiding.
I just 1 second here.
Yeah.
And then Ziva says,
I roll a 13 and instantly find your family, and I show you their address on my data pad.
No, you don't. Given how hidden they actually are, a 13's not good enough. Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. I'm like,
though you could use a whatever it's called, the automatic max.
Of course, if that's
you ain't giving me any more of those. That's
if that's an option, then pretty much anybody could have done that, and they would never stay hidden. No one would ever stay hidden.
Oh yeah, I'm just like, wow, they're actually
well, it has to do with max
hidden,
though, right? Because Fergus is really good at this, so a max for someone else is going to be less than Fergus's max. So
I suppose.
I mean, I rolled pretty well.
Yeah,
my max could only be 3 higher, but yeah. The thing is, the robot can. Well, they're actually pretty hidden, so that's good. But they also have a true AI on their team, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't put much stock in them not being able to find them. But I would, if I were you, send them a warning of some sort.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I wonder if sending them a warning wouldn't be like.
Let me send them.
Yeah,
So
maybe
it
that's a
doesn't
better idea.
good call. There's a little term like.
And then Ziva raises her hand again because she feels like she has to in these meetings for whatever reason.
I give her a high five.
I also give her a high five.
Ode, why is your family hiding?
I actually don't know how much she knows about that, but yeah, probably it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of complicated. I'm not really sure that I know all of it. I mean, yeah. I just know that they said people couldn't find where they were at.
Oh, okay.
But I also didn't like. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Sorry.
Dylan, I'll also be
okay.
sending a. I'm sorry. Go on.
No, that was it.
No. Dylan, I'll also be sending Xanless a warning message because they might go there. But your family, or your dad, and what's the stepmom's name?
Good question. She's in here somewhere.
Her stepmom's name?
Axelia.
Right.
I wasn't going to be able to.
I'm sure they won't be able to find your dad or Axelia. But
Yeah, honestly, like, I was thinking about it, and Dylan probably doesn't store much information digitally.
Yeah.
Like,
she's more of an analog gal.
Yeah, I feel like that wouldn't really be your instinct, right? 'Cause
yeah.
it wouldn't have been a natural thing from like something you grew up doing a lot.
the thing is,
Dylan probably has a physical journal,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Bob's the one who sent in his letters that we went there, though, and that your family was there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the whole reason they know. And
Yeah, technically all I
Fergus is
mentioned, well, I mean, in previous ones, I probably mentioned something about that. But in the last one that I actually wrote, all I mentioned was that there was some crazy AI thing, psychic AI thing on Xanless. That was what I mentioned.
I mean, in Fergus's brain at this point, everything that
it's a good assumption.
everything that all of you know is stuff they know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good assumption, probably.
But yeah, I have 2 other points on the docket, I guess. If anyone else has anything.
Till just, I think, says, I assume you've installed firewalls to make sure this doesn't happen again, even if they do come.
I mean, yes, but
there's only
really do much.
but there's only so much you can do against a true artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume you had firewalls up before, right?
I was completely connected. I disconnected from every possible conceivable thing, and he still hacked it.
The AI quantum hacked it.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound fair.
Oh, it's definitely not fair. I've been trying to do that for years, and I've never been able to pull it off.
Oh, you did? You just did, though.
Well, until yesterday.
Oh, well, then we're fine.
If
you can do it.
But that's only because I saw it happen, and I was able to trace the back routes.
Through quantum space?
Yes.
Okay.
Josh mumbles off some sort of techno babble, and I inserted it into Till's voice. Yeah, so Fergus, what's your next thing?
No one. Dylan and Ode. Ode, not Ode. How are your brains doing?
That's kind of a weird question.
Have they been taking the medicine?
Yeah,
I assume so.
Had to have been.
Did they get it from the weird doctor guy?
Probably, yeah.
Well, that's probably bad.
Well, no, because you didn't go back there.
Yeah, that's true.
They were getting tested,
we were
and
psychics,
then, yeah, exactly.
Maybe we don't have any.
I feel like you would have had. I mean, there probably is some emergency MES medication on the ship itself.
That's true.
Right?
But if that's the case, we're probably running.
You're probably
almost
out of it.
We probably were almost out, and then we hijacked a giant capital ship.
Well, yeah, that's actually
that's
actually what I was referring to. I was referring to the Exarch mainly. right?
Okay.
The
As I
Exarch
say,
would have
yeah.
stores.
They probably had active psychics on the.
Yeah. So they had like, medicine cabinets that were filled with some emergency MAS meds.
Right.
What do they even do? What do the meds do? How do they interact with little robots?
Well, I mean, that's something you could make a no roll to figure out.
Yeah, Fergus he asks that and he gets like, wait a minute. What is it even?
Yeah, like this isn't actually a disease. So like what is actually happening here? Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
no roll.
he asks them that, and then I'm gonna, you know what? We've got
Evangelion.
36 hours. I'm gonna roll with Evangelion.
Yeah. So yeah, roll with at a +4 for this one, as if you had a +4 skill.
Oof, actually, not
Wow,
that
only
good.
a 10. I mean, you can make
Yeah.
several guesses at it. Your best guess, you think, would be like, the nanobots are like literally changing their DNA or something, right? Like they're constantly doing something to their body that's allowing them to do this. Because the nanites themselves probably on their own can't do psychic powers, but it's like the interaction between the human body and the nanites that's doing it. And so basically the MES meds would be, so your guess would be, Fergus, like back in the pre-Scream days, you'd go in to get like patches installed or routine maintenance done through various links, like software psychic links on the SciTech inside people's bodies to like maintain the psychic abilities from doing bad things. Post Scream, you guys don't have that capability because everybody forgot what psychic abilities were. So your guess is MES meds were invented because people were still going crazy when psychics, started coming back again. And someone figured out a way to suppress what the nanites were doing in such a way that allowed people to use the ability still, but maybe even in a more muted capacity than they originally could.
Yeah, it probably like stunts them and slows their growth.
I think, Fergus, I mean, even with a 10, I think you can put some conclusions together just based on, the way Fergus's mind thinks, right? We were just talking about true AI. I think MES meds break psychic abilities in the same way AIs are braked so that their intelligence doesn't go crazy. I think you
taking his meds.
you start to think I mean, really, there is actually a really strange and eerie similarity between the way true AI go crazy when they become too brilliant, and the way psychics go crazy when they don't take their meds. There's some connection there that you might be able to explore later.
Yeah, Fergus is just gonna keep pondering until
Yep.
someone says something.
So what did you say before this?
I was asking how their brains were doing and if they've been taking their medicine.
Right, and so Fergus is just like, wait, medicine, and he just starts to. We see the little numbers appear above his head. It's like, wow. But then, yeah, what Odin Dylan say?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm fine mostly. Yeah, I've taken the meds. And tastes very good.
You got to get the grape flavor.
They only had protein flavored ones on the ship. I guess that's the army for you.
I mean, guys, they'd be tablets that you'd swallow. They wouldn't taste like anything. There'd be zero reason to make like Flintstones vitamin gummies for MES meds.
I disagree completely.
Unless you're giving them to kids, but you're not really, because
Evelyn only eats the gummy versions.
I mean, you would have to give MES medications to
children,
early
to 13-year-olds.
Puberty. Well, yeah, but
Right,
13-year-olds, if anything, they're going to be more fickle.
Caleb, I would have had to take them from birth.
Not from birth, no.
Oh, really?
No, they gave you them later.
Okay.
I mean, they were smart enough to know that the human body at age 3 couldn't handle psychic abilities. So they waited until you're a little bit older to give you them.
Wow, they're that smart, huh?
Yep.
Pretty cool.
They're TL5.
I mean, they probably
Galaxy.
They probably just observed really what probably happened was they tried and it didn't work.
And then the baby destroyed half the station and then they had to kill it. Yeah.
It was, yeah. Well, I was going to reference the show. Yeah, have you ever seen that scene from The Boys where, because I don't think any of you watched The Boys, but one of them picks up a baby and it just starts firing lasers from its eyes and just ruins the entire room. He's like, okay.
Yeah, pretty much like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's how.
Anyway,
Well, that's good. Last Fergus point on the docket. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Till's just giving you a look like you're enjoying this, aren't you? Like,
Well, yeah, Evelyn's lost in thought, not saying anything. So Fergus is like, well, okay.
There could be some pretty interesting.
I'm the captain.
Oh,
Till I think follows you, Fergus, wherever you're going.
And I think it is definitely like this is very out of character for Evelyn.
Yeah.
I think she just has a lot of thoughts in her mind. I think she goes in and out of like seeing the future.
Got it. Yeah.
And during this whole conversation,
I bring back the however much I've built of the Hephaestus engine.
So Till followed you. So as soon as you like
Under my
find
bed,
it,
in my
yeah,
bed fort.
he just like swears in Greek under his breath. He's just like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. I mean, no.
So they have this then. They have the schematics for this.
Oh, of course not.
If they can
It's
quantum
all-
hack Fergus.
Your baby, they can't quantum hack this. Oh, I mean, they might
Yeah,
be able to. They probably could with this, and I pull out the Evangelia helmet that I also don't know if he knows that I have.
You okay. All right. And he just like walks away. Go.
He takes a handful of Tums.
Right, exactly. Yeah. He just pops some ibuprofen and is like, I can't.
Yeah, I put the Hephaestus engine on the table. I just clunk it on the table.
Yeah, I think all of you recognize at least well enough that it's half of the Hephaestus engine.
But does this mean you stole it back from the? I'm confused.
Oh, well, no, when we had it, I downloaded all the schematics.
Oh, okay.
And now I'm building it.
So where's it go? Okay.
And there's probably already a built one on. Even actually, I'm not.
Do you actually say it like that, Fergus?
Yeah.
No. Till comes back in the room at that point after taking the ibuprofen. He's like, nope. Finish your sentence.
Ode, cover your ears. Does he?
No. He just looks at you.
Okay. There's probably already one built on Evangelia by now.
I mean, that's good, right? Because they need power and stuff.
No, that's not good. I mean, at least we changed Evangelia's personality, but still, I don't like the thought of a psychic god, however benevolent, owning a copy of the Hephaestus engine. She had nanites too. She probably has already built it. Well, Dylan,
that one kind of wasn't on. Well, it wasn't completely my fault. She kind of just got it from my brain, but.
And then Evangelia in your brain says, it was rather easy.
They can't hear you.
Yeah. Well, she would just say it for saying it loud. Yeah, okay.
Like, I can't hear
you. So Till, I think, misses that because he turns to Dylan and said, well, the next time you visit your family, there might be a completely new dome.
Reverting to paradise.
Doesn't seem so bad.
Oh, surprise! Happy birthday! I saved your planet.
Oh man, how am I gonna one up that?
I saved your people. There was a surprise.
Surprise!
Till's just shaking his head.
You don't actually say that, do you?
Oh no, I do.
Yikes!
Just Dylan. How does Dylan respond to that?
I think she's just gotten in a habit of kind of ignoring Fergus.
Yep,
Probably.
you kind of have to survive.
Yeah.
Till still hasn't learned that, and that's what's stressing him out so much.
Anyone else have any universe-changing revelations?
Ziva raises her hand again.
Yes.
I got a new high score in hover cart.
Nice.
Dylan starts slow clapping.
You just had to one-up me, didn't you?
she giggles because I think she understands that was a joke, right? Like she said that was on purpose for her.
Oh, glorious leader. Anything?
Everyone turns down.
No, I'm good.
No, I don't think she has anything to say. I think she legitimately says, sorry. What were we talking about?
Hephaestus engine. I built one. Part of one. Evangelia has a whole one on Xanless.
Yes, and
they probably know where your friend is.
Yeah, I'm working through that one right now. I'm sorry. I don't know if I don't feel too well. I think I might go lie down. And I think she just like leaves the room and just goes and lays down.
Fergus looks to Till. He goes, "I'm the captain." Like, why did I say that?
Right. He just gives you a look and then he says, Fergus, I think you need to lie down too. Yeah, so I think Ziva follows you, Evelyn.
Okay.
Where are you when you're like?
I think yeah, that's a good point. Where do we all like dwell in this?
You can, I mean, wherever you want. I assume that Evelyn's on the Exarch somewhere.
Okay.
So someone's echoing. I don't know. It sounds like someone's listening to the stream, maybe?
You might be yourself in the other room on mine?
No, because I can hear everybody's voices echoing.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like something's playing. Like it doesn't correlate to when we're talking. It's
Yeah,
just
I
going
think
in the
it's like
background.
someone's watching the stream or something.
Yeah. Did it
That's
go
you.
away?
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, I think it's Mickey watching something in the other room.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Mickey just wrote in chat. Might be.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was loud enough that I was like, I muted Carly at first because I knew that she didn't have headphones plugged in, so I was assuming it was that. Like,
yeah.
but then it wasn't, and I was like, Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but it was loud enough that I was like, well.
Yeah, I think she's watching us in the other room, honestly.
Yeah.
And she yelled back, "I fixed it."
No, yeah, Mickey wrote in
hit that
chat.
donate
Might
button.
be.
Oh,
Yeah.
did she?
Yeah. Mickey said I turned it down. Sorry, what were you saying, Evelyn? Or yeah.
What was I saying?
Yeah, because I said I asked you what you were doing to like as you were covering. Like Ziva walks in. What does she see?
Oh, so she's as where she is that what you're saying?
Oh, right, you Evelyn, you were like I need to lie down or whatever. Like, and Ziva follows you. So where does she find you?
Oh yeah, okay. I'm going to. I'm gonna say, can you show me the ship?
The Exarch.
Yeah,
It should be on Roll20. Everybody should be still there.
I launched Orphans.
How did you not notice that?
It was so natural to me.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's funny. So Jared is still logged in on Orphans because he never closes his tabs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I literally just went on there the other day and I was like,
I'm not though.
Drizzle Faux Shizzle is still on there.
I don't even have that tab open.
I don't know. You're still on.
Well, okay, so we all probably met in like up here in the command center, right?
Yeah, command bridge. Yep.
I probably have a bed like off to one of these sides.
Sure.
I think that's probably where I stay. So it's not a long walk. So she just goes and walks to her room. And
Well,
probably
I mean,
just like,
you guys were on the Void's Grace.
oh,
Talking. Do you go back to your
Maybe
old
you're
room?
the only one who doesn't stay on the Void's
Yeah.
Grace. I mean, that seems reasonable to me. I feel
yeah.
like most of us probably would, but I think it makes sense that you wouldn't because you associate pretty heavily.
Yeah,
with,
I think there's probably like a cut here too, right? And like this is
Okay.
some time later, but Ziva, like, I guess rings the doorbell.
Okay.
Someone is
Don't
at the
you
door.
dare.
No, it can't be the same one because
No, I disabled
What
that.
does it sound like?
I disabled that.
That's fair.
What
There's
does
no
the
way.
military version of that software sound like?
yeah, like good question.
Intruder.
Firing all lasers. No, it would be something like someone is out the door.
It's awful. Okay.
No, I think it's standard. I think that like it's like the ringtone for like iPhones. Like I think all doors are just now normally programmed in TL4 places to just have that ring. The someone is at the door female voice.
I
I can't
absolutely
wait
hate
for the
that, but
episode
okay.
where the AI who controls that takes over every door. And,
Yeah. She's actually been like an artificial intelligence the
Yep.
entire time and slowly assimilating all ships under her command.
she knows everything that's ever happened near a doorway.
Yeah, so I think she just like I think she like had just gotten laid down and then she like gets back up and like opens the door and says, "Oh, hi Ziva. What's wrong?" And I think she like kneels down like to her level.
Well, I wanted to make sure you were okay because you made sure that I was okay when I wasn't okay. So I just thought it would be good for me to do the same.
I think she like blinks and she's just like,
Sympathy.
wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I think like I think that she like blinks and then there's like a tear down her cheek and she just like is confused as to why. And I think she's just like, nobody, like none of my other friends came up here and she did. And like the only other person that's ever done this for her would have been Vigo.
Yeah.
And so I think she's just like blown away by like the care she's showing. And she's like so small and clueless in Evelyn's eyes. And so I think she just says, do you want to play a game?
Sure. Yeah. If that'll make you feel better, you think?
She says, I think I want to do some hacking. But I'm not very good at
Fergus said that hacking wasn't a game.
I think she says, how about shoot, except the only issue is she sucks at programming.
Yeah.
What else could she do?
Well, I was gonna say, like, I think maybe she asks, like, you were like really good at video games before, right? What game did you play?
Real-time strategy games.
I don't know what that means. Do you shoot people in it or do you drive cars? Those are the two games I know how to do.
You tell other people to shoot people and drive cars.
Well, where's the fun in that if you can't do it yourself?
The fun is in the power of controlling every single person on the map. Wouldn't you like if you could tell everybody on this ship what to do?
I don't know what I would tell them, except for maybe to get me ice cream.
And she says, Jeez Louise. There's like 100 different ways I can take this. I don't know which one's most interesting.
And honestly, Ziva's probably had ice cream exactly like one time on like Midas, and she's been obsessing about it ever since.
Yeah, I think she says, yes, I know about your love for ice cream. How about I show you how to play an RTS game? And in return...
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Real-time strategy. The games that I play.
Oh. Time. Okay, yeah.
Good, Ziva. I'll show you
I'm
how
not
to play...
stupid, I promise.
I know you're not stupid. And she like pats her on the head.
Oh, honey.
I'll show you how to play an RTS game if you help me do some spookle searches.
I'm not very good at that, but I could try.
Maybe I'll show you how to do both. And I think we're just gonna see enough of her like showing her how to play an RTS game. Mm-hmm. And she's like, now that you have this fully upgraded army, what do you want to do with it?
Kill them.
That's right, Ziva. That's right. Charge.
Yeah, we see like a simulated like group of tanks like rolling over like some terrain and then firing on a base. Yeah.
So like a tutorial mission, there's like two guys on the other team, and you have the whole screen is blue, and there's like two red dots. Yeah,
because Evelyn showed her how to like maximize the production of tanks in this one map.
Yeah. She like she like is like showing her all the hotkeys and stuff like that before like she's even like done anything.
This is a hotkey for a tank. What's a tank? Yeah.
No, press all of these buttons and basically like send the whole army there. And then I'm like, I like look to her after she's like killed everybody, and I'm like, do you feel the power now, Ziva?
It's like I'm having them get me ice cream, except instead it's the blood of my enemies. And like she probably heard Ode say that at some point. Right.
It's like, this is how gamers talk. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then Evelyn nods, and it's like, there, I uploaded the game to your what's it called? Pad? What's it? Data pad? Compad. And then she's like, now help me do some spookle searches. And she like sits down. It's like very anticlimactic.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I saw this really funny cat video the other day. Type in cute cat dies. I mean cute cat dies fur. Sorry, like with a Y. It's a cat. It's a cat, and it falls in a paint bucket.
And she said, that sounds great. I'm looking for something a little bit different.
Oh,
and she like sits her down next to her, and she's like, let me show you. I want her to make a no roll about Paragon Science.
You want Ziva to make a no roll about Paragon Science?
No, I want Evelyn.
Oh,
to make a roll about
you said I want
Science.
I was gonna say.
I want her to make a said make a no roll, and I was like, okay. Also, by the way, I realized that Ziva should be getting XP now with all of you, and I think she just leveled up at least once, maybe twice from that last.
Hey,
so
nice. Cool.
I need to make sure she's leveled up for next time. Yeah. She's an adventurer, by the way. She's part warrior, part expert.
Expert, nice.
Yeah. Because she's not a psychic. She's not a psychic, so I feel like that'd be the way to do a well-rounded from all of you. So she actually has pretty good stats. She has a 10 strength, 14 dexterity, 14 constitution, 9 intelligence, 14 wisdom, 15 charisma.
What?
She has 4 +1 stats.
Jeez.
That's awesome. Did you randomly roll for all those?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. Okay, so yeah, I just want to make a roll about knowing something about Paragon science. It is going to help me get the edge on this situation. I think Evelyn's just extremely overwhelmed by the nature of what's going on, and she's trying to find a way to get the edge back.
Got it. Sure. Yeah. Oh, did you make the roll already?
I did 14.
Cool. Sorry, I didn't see it. And so you're trying to find what again?
Look up stuff about Paragon science. Try to
Got
get
it.
the edge back. Try to figure
back
out
in, like,
how
up to date information on them.
Yeah, but also like, how did these people survive? How did I miss that?
Sure.
Where are they now?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
going on?
I mean, a 14 in terms of the way the game ranks these things is like only a true master has any hope of achieving it. So you obviously you learn a lot. I think 16 is the new ceiling on that since Fergus has upgraded his stuff. But so this isn't Fergus level. But Evelyn certainly does a good job here. And half of it is like piecing together information she already knew, but then using spool surges to like augment that.
We're really committing to that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But that's been a thing.
Do you have
since
a problem with that,
season
David?
1.
No, I mean, not especially.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
especially.
pretty sure it's been there since like season or
Yeah,
episode
I think
3.
so.
So
Yeah.
so I think ask me some questions specifically. We want to know.
How did I guess I shouldn't say how. Why did they keep these guys alive?
Right. So Paragon.
I don't really care how. They just didn't kill
exactly.
them.
Yeah. You're right. Exactly. And they just kept it a secret. That's all they had to do.
Yeah.
So I think you learn one, they did kill a sizable portion of them. But it was basically any of them that actually showed like real failure in their tests. Just losing to you or one of the higher ones, it wasn't like criteria for that, right? But if they in the tests they did like really showed true like lack of skill or leadership ability or psychic ability or something, then they were probably just basically just considered deformed or they didn't work right, and wipe them clean, start over again. Right, just dispose of them. The ones that were saved, why they did it was one, they wanted a backup. They specifically saved Crawl because they wanted a backup to you if something went wrong, right?
Holy crap.
Crawl was literally from the beginning, or at least once they singled out you and him as like the most promising of them as your backup from the very beginning of the whole thing. And they pitted you against each other constantly, intentionally, to see which one of you would come on top. And
so like, do I like look back at like some of like the records and I'm just like, holy crap, I creamed him.
Right. Yep.
Yikes.
But so they did that intentionally and probably on either because they knew it would be best for their client, the Imperium, or because the Imperium specifically asked them to. Unclear on that.
Okay.
Again, this is a no roll, not a program roll to like actually hack into secret databases. So this is just you being really good at figuring out information from what you have.
Right.
But yeah, so that was Crawl's purpose there. They saved a handful of others, probably, including Alex, because for various reasons. Some of them being Alex is just really dangerous, and they're like, we can use that. We want to point that at someone, basically, probably as we can hire this person out to someone else instead of the Imperium originally. But then the Imperium was like, yeah, we'll take her. Like Crawl was like, I need her for this mission. Primarily probably because of her experience with you. You and her never got along. Right? Like, cause you were like the most clean, efficient, serious, like by the book person imaginable. And she is just crazy, right? She's reckless. She's crazy. She does not listen to anyone. She got as far as she did in the program because, and we need like some sort of official name for that probably. It's probably has like a long designation, like the, hyper intelligent general something program, but what was I saying? She got away with like getting, being so long in the program because she is crazy, but she's actually rather good at hiding it. She definitely killed lots of people before they actually found out it was her.
Wow.
Right. The one big thing that like they got her
Did
on.
I
finally,
find out that it was her?
You guess. You know it's a good guess,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Because you're like a bunch of these like.
Oh no! I mean, like, was I the one that found out it was her killing people?
Sure.
Like, was I the one that discovered it?
That's fun.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right.
Well, probably what happened is you.
That would definitely be a reason why she'd not like you more.
Yep.
Exactly.
And all I have to do is look at the future. Who's going to die next?
Right. Yeah. There was some sort of thing where like staff were going missing, and like a janitor like was found like his hand was found somewhere, and nobody knows what was going on.
Maybe you did the thing where you were like, "Oh, we're gonna set up bait," and you looked into the future to see who was going to be killed.
Yeah.
Yep.
And based on that, you knew who was going to kill her, and so
Exactly.
you stopped it.
Yeah, and that was part. I think I think honestly, probably though, once you get all this information and you start looking back at this, you're like, no, they were too in control for that. I think they knew way before this that she was actually doing it, and it was part of my training to find it out. Right?
Oh,
like,
man.
the more you
So this
dig
is just all big brain stuff.
Yeah, the more you dig, the more you become a conspiracy theorist about this, right? You're just like, they have been in control of it all along. Every point of my life, they've been in control. And so you tell me, Evelyn, what was your biggest uh-oh moment during the program? Right? What was the closest you came to doing something irreversible, either for your own morality or just their tests, or both?
I think it never got to that point. I think I was so like conservative with my forces.
Yeah.
That they knew I wouldn't see it as a moral quandary. It was just I'm preserving life. I'm preserving resources. And so it never came down to let's see if she'll, kill somebody for us. It was either, oh, this needs to be done. Because I'm sure there were moments where they were like, hey, this soldier or whatever was, caught, killing somebody or whatever, execute him. And she would have just done it. She'd have been like, yep, bad person. Got it. Orders.
So basically Evelyn is a sociopath. And she grew up being controlled by these people. And so she'd do whatever they wanted her to do because she has no real like morality against it.
Yeah, and I think as she's looking back now, she gets a moment where she realizes how many people she killed that didn't deserve it.
Yeah,
this is the Ender's Game moment. You're like, wait, those weren't games.
I've literally been reading Ender's Game because I want to get more fodder in my brain for this entire sequence here. I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like it's not that. I think you are all children, so there probably was an aspect of it that it all was presented as a game. I mean, you were literally playing video games for the RTS part of it, right? For like, and that's why you were so good at becoming a pro gamer, because they literally had you playing this like high level version of an RTS game to do all of this. I don't think there was ever a revelation moment where Evelyn realized like, it hasn't been a game all along or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Because right, no, and I but like I say that because one, I obviously don't want to riff on Ender's Game per se, but also I think when they didn't have the time limit that Ender's Game did, so they were training you to be an adult general in the future, right? They didn't necessarily need you to be a kid who leads an army. They wanted to train you from birth so that this is the only life you know and you'd be the best at it. But there was no actual like intention to make you the very least as like a 13, 14, 15-year-old go lead an army somewhere. Maybe 16, 17, 18 was what they were thinking.
Can I make a suggestion that it wasn't going to be 16, 17, 18 and they like upped their timeline because of how fast I was progressing?
What do you mean?
So like I got out before, like a couple of years before they made me like an actual general. Yeah, because I was planning to graduate early. They were like, "Holy crap! Like she has exceeded her expectations. We weren't expecting her to be ready till she's like 25, 30."
Yeah,
and they like invested in a project that was like going to be like a 30-year project, and it turns out like I only needed like 16,
right?
And then but I got out at like 14.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, the thing is, like, I know that the Imperium wouldn't have been ready for their plans.
Oh, okay, sure.
Right? So I feel like, but they wouldn't have wanted you to like, because yeah, I think you're right. At that point, you would have no one to fight who would be up to your skill level.
The Paragon could be like, oh, you know, we've made this thing for the Empire or the Imperium, and we've got, check my watch, 9 years before we need to use her for that. So I guess for now we might as well get some return on our investment. You know, like, I mean, they could just use her for their own stuff until they need to get rid of the Imperium. As long as she doesn't die, all she can do is get better, right?
Yeah,
so
I mean,
maybe
that's
they
the thing.
were using her for.
I mean, it's irrelevant if you don't want to get into it.
No. I'm curious. I'm curious myself because I'm trying to fit the timeline together with why Vigo particularly got you out at that moment. I mean, he said it was because, they're killing all these people, right?
Right.
But like at that point, you won, right? So I feel like as you're looking through this, like you realize that Vigo used that as the excuse to be like, these people are moral monsters. I need to get you away from them. But there might have been something else. There might have been something deeper than that, but you don't have the context or the access to figure out what that was.
Okay, so now
right?
I have a question to ask Vigo when I see him.
Exactly,
kind of
right? Because like, I think you think about who Vigo was as a person. Like, obviously, it would have bothered him, at least from who you knew Vigo was, if he had found out that this was happening, or if he thought. And I think he presented it to you as like he thought you might be in danger yourself somehow, right?
Okay, I'm just trying to suggest a lot of things, but can I get a Violet Evergarden moment where I get like a flashback to Vigo talking to me and like getting me out?
Yeah.
And he said something along the lines of like, one day, like you'll look back on this and realize that they made you do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, you'll find out that you're just like them, but you're not. I don't know quite how to phrase it, but the idea I'm trying to convey is like, he basically implies that I did a lot of really bad things and I'm basically just like them, but there's something different about me. And he's like,
so it was less about like, there's a danger.
Still have a choice.
Yeah. It was less about there's a danger to you. And he was like, you are the danger. And I needed to get you away from them so that you don't go down this path. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And I think you remember that moment, Evelyn, and you realize that was what he was really warning you about. It wasn't that Paragon was bad, because they obviously were, but it was that you didn't have to be. And
I was about to become something I couldn't come back from.
And I think, you know what I think it was? And I think you maybe put this last piece together. It was probably like, Paragon, realized we have you here, like ready, like 9 years ahead of schedule, or at least a few years ahead of schedule, from what the Imperium said. And so, honestly, we need to make sure she still has people to fight and she needs to get better. So what if Paragon wages its own private war against people that they want to exterminate for whatever reason? Yep. And they were basically going to make you.
They were looking for a target, probably.
They were going to make you into a person who commits genocide and civilian populations, probably. Yeah. Right? Something along those levels, because that's the way that Paragon people think, is all science. It's all like, this is all cold, calculated for the good of some sort of utilitarian perspective. And so they would have been like, you know what? Gui has too many people on it. I feel like there's an overpopulation problem there. You know what? Let's just send a task force down and Evelyn will lead them and then he'll just go exterminate some people and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just something like that, right? Something along those levels. where it was going to be horrific and awful, and Vigo found out about it, and he's like, I will not allow you to do that. Like, it's one thing to play games and to be ruthless in those games, but it's an entirely other thing if they're actually going to make you kill people. And like, he was viewing it as, you know, even at that point, he probably had some qualms about the Imperium, but the Imperium to him is like it's a war thing, right? Like we have some sort of noble war going on. Maybe there's something bigger because it's a war, right? But for Paragon, it would have been extermination. It would have been like just a level below what Vigo was comfortable with. And maybe it challenged some of his assumptions anyway, because he's just like, well, how is it any different for what I do? And then that's how he got like kicked out of everything or whatever, disappeared. There was a whole like series of crises that happened there for him, where he was like, how was the Imperium ever any better? Like, really, they just do the same thing except with fancier names like Conquest or Liberation or whatever, right? So Evelyn's probably piecing a lot of that stuff together, and some of it's guesswork, right? You'll have to talk to Vigo himself to like actually clarify some of these things, but I think that's what Evelyn gets with the 14 probably.
Yeah. So I think like all of this is like coming back to me, and I'm having all of these moments. Yeah. And then like we just hear like Dylan just be, or not Dylan, I'm sorry. Ziva just be like, Evelyn, you're scaring me. Yeah. And she's just like, has like just looked up a video of like, or like information about like how all the dark things that Paragon Science was doing, or all the dark things that she did that is on record or whatever. Yep. And then she just like realizes that Ziva's still sitting next to her.
Yeah, I mean, because Paragon Science has the tags, or their planet has the tags Area 51. The world's government is fully aware of their local stellar neighbors, but the common populace has no idea about it, and the government means to keep it that way. So literally, Paragon Science keeps the entire world in a state of not understanding that they're part of a sector. And then we also have Beastmasters. The natives have extremely close bonds with the local fauna, so there's obviously like some sort of genetic engineering stuff that happening there, where they can control animals. And they also have forbidden tech, right? So just a lot of like DNA, gene splicing, anything like that is what they do. But yeah, they're bad people.
I wonder if whatever it was that Paragon wanted Evelyn to do, if that's what they had Crawl do when Evelyn was gone. And so maybe what you left on was like, reports, probably like, estimations, right? They're probably not hard evidence reports, or that would be a big problem for Paragon, but like reports of this happening, some terrible civilian incident, and you keep seeing mentions of Crawl, and you're like, oh, this would have been me if I hadn't gotten away, because now they're making him do this stuff instead. And so maybe that's why he's like, or maybe that's why Ziva is concerned, because you're just watching videos of Crawl like murdering, or not murdering, but like people being murdered, and then Crawl's like in the background somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be obvious enough that like to anyone on the net could just like find a video of Crawl anywhere.
No, yeah.
But Evelyn would make the assumption, right? I think it would be like you see the sorts of things that Paragon wanted to do anyway, and you don't even need to see Crawl's name or face anywhere. You just know that that's probably what happened.
Yeah, I figured you'd only draw out that conclusion because all of that inside information, not because it was like really obvious.
Exactly.
But,
yeah. And so I think the last piece of information you figure out from that, based on what David just said, is that's how Paragon used Crawl for a little while. And then as soon as the Imperium realized, like, wait a second, where's our tool? Like, they didn't tell us about this. What's going on? We want our actual tool. That's when they like took Crawl and then had him like isolated somewhere. And he was doing his like constant look into the future thing to see if they could get you back. So he's at least been doing like the last year of his life has been that, basically, just like every single day using his oracle to like try to find out where they could find you or get you in some way, shape, or form. That's what they've been having.
Can you imagine what a nut punch that would be? You spend the whole time being outshadowed by this person, and when you finally get given to the people you were trained for, they're like, "Cool, can you help me find the people I actually want? The one who was better than you." Thanks.
Exactly. And so, I mean, honestly, Evelyn, you're not entirely sure if Krawl's actual plan is to actually bring you back. He might just want to kill you. You're not sure, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this is
He's
nuts.
probably not sure either.
Yeah, so you see all that?
Boy. I think Evelyn just turns to Ziva and is like, and like looks back to the computer and like closes all the tabs and looks back to Ziva and is just like, do you want some ice cream? We just cut.
Yeah. Sure. Any last small scene before we get to the negotiation stuff?
I have an idea for a scene. I'm not sure how awful it seems to everybody, but I had an idea about like a long time ago about just like how to even start the RPG of have a scene where Evelyn comes out with like literally character sheets for all the characters and like hands them out to people of like strengths and weaknesses and like different stats and how they best collage with other members of
I love
each
that
other and
because
the crew.
I think what we see, right, is we got this entire sequence where Fergus is like taking over, asking a bunch of questions, and then just like, I'm the captain now, right? That whole thing. And then Evelyn's like really confused and like nauseated and goes off by her room. And then we see this entire sequence of like Ziva helping you to like get back, like figure out what you need to know, and then stealing yourself. What is it about, the question I have to ask before you do this though, is like, what is it about that really like gets Evelyn to like straighten herself out, right?
It has nothing to do with her looking stuff up, and everything has to do with Ziva.
With Ziva, yeah,
yep.
Perfect.
She just like was getting caught up in the hopeless overwhelmingness of the situation, the hopelessness and the overwhelming nature of the situation, and she didn't have Vigo. She doesn't have Vigo. And it's even worse because now she feels like she has these friends, but
none of them are Vigo, and she doesn't know how to relate to someone like she did with Vigo.
No, it's now that she has so much more to lose.
Oh, okay. Before
it was just herself.
Yeah.
And now she doesn't have Vigo and has all these other people.
Got it.
And she knows that she can't just restart the map when she loses.
Right.
And train the soldiers again.
If these units
are real
destroyed,
people,
these are real people. Yeah.
Yeah. And so she's not used to the permanent nature of things either.
Because even with you as a like commander of an actual army, it wouldn't be the same because it would be soldiers under your command that really are in some ways just units, right? Because you're going to be so high level up in the ranks of like turning you would be Ender in the last battle there, where it's like literally you're just like saying, all right, commander, you go take your people and do this thing. And you know the commanders maybe, but you don't know the people. And in this situation, even with your like Revolutionary Army stuff, like, and these are your commanders, but like everything's a lot more personal because like it's not a war, right? These are just regular people living their lives, and there are people like apparently hunting you, and like they could kill you, and yeah, it's just not the same.
And these are all like gangs, right?
Yeah,
there's that.
Well, it's also the overwhelming nature of now they know where Vigo is, and this whole time I was trying to get to him, and now everything might just be done.
Yeah,
and then Ziva pulls her out of that funk by just being like, I care about you. And she just has the moment of, oh, other people care about me. And that's all I needed to know.
Mm-hmm.
She just needed to tell someone to tell her everything is going to be okay, but she doesn't understand why that would do anything, or that concept being a thing that anybody would do. So she just had no idea that she needed that. And instead of like being able to put it into words, her body just clammed up. She just clammed up and didn't know what to do and felt sick.
Yeah. So I think, right, we see Evelyn be able to get over this with Ziva's help. So I think this scene we cut to, right, is I think everyone's still on the Void's Grace, right, doing whatever their own things in various places on the ship. And we just see you and Ziva and Ziva's holding all your like little sheets to hand out to people, right? And you just like walk in and maybe who would be in like the kitchen right now?
Fergus.
Yes, is Fergus like baking something, or just sitting there or doing something else?
He's making a souffle.
Yeah, so Ziva just like comes up to you and like pulls out this sheet.
What's Evelyn's favorite food?
Does she have a favorite food?
I don't think so. And if she does have a favorite food, she doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
No, I lied. Fergus is making crepes.
Sounds good.
Grapes?
Crepes are way better.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ziva comes up to you and like goes to hand you a sheet, and I assume like Evelyn, as she's handing them, is like saying like, Fergus, I need you to evaluate your strengths, weaknesses, and then
no,
right.
I think she calls a meeting, right?
Okay.
Like and then
Ziva's like handing out the sheets to everyone.
Yeah. She's like, I did some I have made you all what's the word?
Character sheets.
Yeah, I mean character sheets, but that's not what these are.
Assessment sheets.
Assessment sheets.
Report cards.
Report cards.
Evelyn would fill out those.
What's detailed is your strengths, weaknesses, your personal stats, so to speak, where you rate numerically in different aspects of your person.
Why does this say my intelligence is negative?
Why does it say empathy 1?
Yeah. Ziva says, "Oh, was I not supposed to fill in some of these, Evelyn?"
I
assume that was a joke.
Yeah, no, okay,
Yeah.
Well, but what does it actually say in your character sheet?
I have 9 intelligence, which is -1.
Yeah, that's legitimately what it says.
Yeah. I figured that was.
So it does say negative.
Wait. Oh, so Evelyn, I assumed you were like handing these out to like for them to fill out, but no, this is you filling out. No. You filled it out for them.
Yes.
Oh wait, my wisdom is negative. My intelligence is 10. Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
so
no,
that makes sense.
So in my head, I was like, I want this anime scene where we everybody gets re-familiar with the abilities of the characters in the shonen anime. Yeah. And so I just hand you guys your character sheets.
Right. We get the long drawn out My Hero Academia style breakdown of everyone's powers. Oh, I hate those so much.
Like, oh no. And the first part is like when they do one, you're like, oh no, we're gonna be here forever, aren't we? And then they do everybody, and you're like, oh,
and that's exactly what happens with the characters, and it's like their special ability is
Fergus has the ability to ask any question of Evangelia, a psychic goddess in his mind.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly.
He also recently acquired a nanoswarm with which he can replicate any object, but he can only do it as long as he has effort committed.
Yep. That's what's happening.
And who obviously is the person who actually like narrating this? It's like the old like game narrator from like your old like the planet.
And then we zoom out and he's sitting there and like, okay, you can leave now.
That's okay.
Yeah, but it also gives like key persons in the like the armies that like can help with certain things.
Right.
So like Lois and Electra and like their abilities and like what they can be useful for as like a reminder to the audience and to us as characters, like these people are useful for these things. So cool. If you could give us that, please.
I don't know any of these people.
I think Connor literally wants you people to read off various things.
No. I want you.
He was asking you.
Me?
Yeah, to tell us what Lois and Electra and the other like main NPCs of the group. And what
got it.
So just as a reminder for all of us.
Yeah,
the tools we have available to us.
Let's see. Well, probably obviously at first it starts with Till Aderint. He's a level 7 expert with a pilot background. He has a laser pistol at +5. Fix a +1. No, a +1 with a rolling 3d6 because he has a specialist focus. A pilot a +2 because he has the Starfarer. And he also has the Starfarer focus, which allows him to use automatically succeed at all spike drill related skill checks of difficulty 10 or less. He also gets to double.
You can't fail.
Yeah, at 10 or less. Yeah.
No, in character, I say that.
Why does it have it listed here? Why does it have it listed here that you can't fail over a certain under
This doesn't seem believable.
Till also gets to double his pilot skill for all spike drill related skill checks. Spike drives of ships he navigates are treated as 1 level higher. Thus, a drive of one is treated as a drive of 2, up to a maximum of drive 7. Spike drills he personally oversees take only half the time they would otherwise require. Till has no psychic abilities, but he also has a shoot +0, stab +0, talk +0, trade +0. He also has a knife.
That doesn't seem very helpful.
So well.
It's +0.
He has the Tinker focus. His maintenance score is doubled, allowing him to maintain twice as many mods. Both ship and gear mods cost only half their usual price in credits, though pre-tech salvage requirements remain the same.
What? Hey, Till, can you work on my gun?
No. He also has a Stalker drone that has an observation suite and 10 EMP grenades.
Oh, perfect. Those are good things to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then like Lois and Electra, what do they do exactly?
I didn't make a character sheet for them, but I should. I'll do that between this session and next session.
Wait,
okay, that's fine.
If we use an EMP on grenade on the tree eye, does he just die?
No, because
what?
No. Okay, so actually in the game, all AIs, the way they work is they walk around with shells, but their actual consciousness is like way away from this.
And so
he would flop over, but his system would be fine.
Yep.
But if we bombed his system, then he would die.
Yes, but basically he has a phylactery somewhere that you don't know about. So
right, yeah. I meant to be say that in character anyways. So.
Okay, yeah. Lois and Electra basically are the leaders of the fiascos. I know that Lois is like good at leadership stuff. Electra is good at leadership stuff, and Lois is good at like various tech things. I'll figure out what specifically that is later, but
that's fine.
Yep. And then you also have you have the fiascos who are the idealists, and the academics. You have the fixers who are the gear people, and you have the flame hearts who are the fighters. So,
all right, sweet.
I was trying to think if there's anyone else. I guess Ziva, right? Ziva is a level. I did check it. She just leveled up to 3. So she's a level 3 adventurer. And she doesn't have stuff right now because I didn't give her stuff yet. So, actually, she's not any.
What are her stats again?
10 strength, 14 dexterity, 14 constitution, 9 intelligence. 9 intelligence is a 0, by the way, Ode.
You
were corrected it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Wisdom's 14 and charisma's 15.
Yeah. So I'm like, why does this say that you're tougher than me?
And she says, because Evelyn said I was.
This is rigged. I don't.
She's a magnitude stronger than I am.
Yeah.
She's also the exact same speed as me.
But yeah, I guess I didn't give her any focuses at all, even though she should have some from first level. But yeah, I guess I'll have to fill out her character sheet next time. Let's see. I don't think there's anyone else.
I'm like, hold on, let me see yours. I want to see Evelyn's character sheet.
Yeah, did you fill out one for yourself?
These are all 20s.
Well, Evelyn has an 18, so.
Oh yeah, see, I'm not going to believe that.
To what?
Your character.
Oh, intelligence. Oh yeah.
I'm like, I want to see your character sheet.
Yep.
Do you let me see it?
Yeah. She passes search around. That's fine.
What are your stats? Because I can't look.
9 strength, 12 dexterity, 12 constitution, 18 intelligence, 14 wisdom, 8 charisma.
Okay. Yeah. I would have complained about the 18, but everything else seems balanced. So. Yeah, he just shrugs and hands it back. He's like, okay. Whatever.
I mean, do we want to have the characters list up around?
No, I didn't think.
Okay.
No, I
think we're as players familiar.
Yeah,
okay.
We're good. Yeah, I just
I was
meant
curious
like,
if you meant like for the audience. So yeah.
I think you meant
I
for
mean-
the audience in our fictional show. Our
Yeah,
more fictional show.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fictional show inside the fictional
Yeah.
show. Cool. Yeah, sounds good. Oh wow, yeah, your stats suck, Ode.
Yeah, I know they do. That's why I never roll for my stats and anything unless I have a way to redo it.
Ooh, man, Ferguson's are even worse though.
Oh, but that doesn't matter because it's just like God. So it's
Yeah.
cheating.
What are Dylan's like? Dylan's are very average.
Oof.
Incredibly average. So yeah, Dylan and Evelyn are the best. So,
Yep.
or sorry, not Dylan. Evelyn and Ziva is what I meant. Are the best.
Yeah.
Oh, Till's pretty good actually. He has 10 strength, 14 dexterity, 9 constitution, 14 intelligence, 14 wisdom, and 8 charisma. So he has 3 plus 1s.
Good.
Cool, awesome.
So, what did you want us to do with these again?
Just keep them for reference.
Oh,
We just cut from
okay.
there.
Cool. Well, let's go ahead and take a break. And then when we come back,
Okay.
we'll do the negotiation and stuff. Sounds good, everybody?
All right.
Let's do it. All right, we'll be back with more Elysian Road right after this. Stick around.